In this video we're going to discuss how to decide cut lines and connecting and creating paths to actually generate cuts for a water jet cutter inside the OMAX layout software. So last video we discussed how to drop imported files from a CAD package, a 3D CAD package, into a DXF format and then bring that into OMAX. After that's been completed, the next step is to decide how to what quality of cuts these lines should represent. So the first thing to do is to look within the quality toolbar. So if I click the quality button, we have various different types of line weights, and so let's talk about them. The 1 through 5 are all cuts, so those are all water jet cuts. A 1 is a very rough cut, moving very quickly, and 5 is a very high finish quality cut. For projects in ME366, we want to stick with quality 3 cuts for everything, just standard machining. So one way to select things is to just click on the 3, and after I have that selected, just to start manually selecting lines. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is use the select. So I'm going to right click on select, and I'm going to click the connected button, and this will highlight everything that's connected. So all the lines here are connected. Then I'll right click on quality and choose the selected button and set that equal to 3, and that made everything be equal to 3. So let me repeat that one more time. So we're going to right click on select, select the connected, click everything, click one line so everything is connected, and this time I'll actually go ahead and do the 2 circles as well. So all the lines that I want to be equal to 3 have now been selected. I'm going to right click on quality, choose the selected button, and then choose quality equal to 3. So that tells me the quality of the cut that I want to do. The next thing I need to do is tell OMAX how to generate the path. And to do that, we need to tell OMAX when to start and stop a cut. So I'm going to create a lead-in. That's the tool that we use to start and stop cuts. It's this little button here, so let's right-click on it first. And we're going to do a V-style default. That's just what would happen if I had left-clicked. I'm going to click on it, and we'll just put it somewhere on here. And let's zoom in a little bit here. And I want to pull to the outside of the profile because I want to be cutting on the inside. So I'll click here, and then we'll repeat that. So let's do another lead in. So I left-clicked and decided where I wanted it. Let's put it over. I don't really like what it's doing, so I'll escape, lead in again, and this time we're going to put it over here on this side. So a shortcut is V. V starts the lead in command. So I also need to do the holes. Now for the holes we want to be on the inside. So notice I can make them really big. I'm actually going to make them small on purpose, so I'll make it very small, and you'll notice when I do that it has a default length for the 2 lines, and that's helpful because the outside is the large line and the inside is the small line, so it gives me a clue about whether I'm starting or stopping a cut with the lead-in. So one more time, I'll click the V to start the lead-in command, and then start it here in the circle and click. Now that's all of my lead-ins, and the last step is just to connect these lead-ins. So I'm going to start the line command. I can do that by pressing L, and I want to start at the 0, 0 point, and then we'll go to the in location. So I'll click here, and we'll do another line command, L. That's where it's going to finish, and over to this location, and L again. We'll continue connecting everything. There's our out in to this one, and then out from this hole and into the final part. Once I've done all of that, it's probably not a bad idea to save. So I'll save my master. Then I'm going to generate a path. Before I generate the path, it's common to use the clean button. So we'll click clean, and a dialog comes up, and I just leave it as the default settings. It's basically saying if there are any gaps, close the gaps. We'll click start, and it didn't find any problems, so we'll click OK. Now I can click the path button, and what it's asking me is where is the water jet cutter going to start. I'm going to have it start at the origin, and now it's going to draw the path. And there's a couple things I'm looking for. One thing, I'm looking to make sure that the actual cut happens on the correct side of the part. So if you'll notice here, the cut is on the outside of the profile. That's what I want. And on the holes, it's on the inside of the holes. I'll also post a video about what to do if this is not the case with your part. But if you're careful about choosing the in and the out of the leads, very often you can get it right the first time. Everything looks good, so we can click the Save button and save this profile. There is one other thing that I should have been checking while the path was there. Let me go back into the path and I'll click it again, generate the path. One thing I'm also needing to check is I need to make sure that I never cut the inside after I've cut the outside. So let's take a look at this part, for instance. If I were to cut the outside profile, then this little 1 inch by 2 inch piece would be completely free. If I were to try to cut a hole on a free piece, there's a good chance that this would wiggle around and it would not be where we thought it would be. It might even jam the machine. So you always want to cut inside profiles before you cut outside profiles. The other thing you want to watch for is to make sure, so in this case, we're going to cut around this part, and as we finish that cut right here, the inside part is now free. It's possible that the inside part could stand up on its edge or no longer be flat with the part, and so we really don't want to drive the head back across it. So this is a poor location for this lead-in. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save and keep it, but I'm going to right click on the lead-ins, and one of the options is to move existing leads. And so let's zoom in here. I'm going to grab this lead, that's the one I want to move, and you'll notice what it's going to let me do is just drag it somewhere else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out here where I can see, and I'm going to pull it way over here to the other side of the part. So we'll put it right there. Let's think about what's going to happen now. So path, start path. Now it's going to pass over an uncut piece of material. It's going to cut out, and when it finishes cutting, it's going to leave that material behind. It'll never pass over it again. That's the way we would prefer to do it. While we're here using those same tools, so let me click Save, and I'm going to right click on this lead-in button, and I'm going to do the Move Existing, let's see. I'm going to right click on the lead-in, lead-out button, and we'll do Swap Lead Direction. Let me zoom in here to the hole. I'm going to swap this. Now everything was right before, but I want to show you very often when you're generating a path, you might get something that looks like this. So start the start path, and if you notice these two holes, this hole, the cutter is on the outside of the line, so when we finish with this cut, this hole is going to be out of spec. It's going to be too big, while this one is still okay. If you have this on your part, rather than trying to delete and redo all of these lines, the fastest way is right click on lead in, and this is called Swap Lead Direction. Zoom into the one that's causing the problems, and when you click on it, you'll notice the two yellow lines are going to switch places. Okay, so they swapped places. I can click the path button and zoom out. Let's start at the beginning again, and now that hole is on the correct side. So we'll save this path, go ahead and do File and save the DXF, and it's this final Group Master DXF with these cuts that I'm going to bring to the lab to be able to cut on the water jet cutter.